Asta, hi. Oh, so, welcome. Guess what? You guys are on the very first stop of my book tour. Yes, okay, so you know how I've been writing a book, right? And it's a collection of short stories that I've been telling you guys during story time. And my great uncle, the king, you know how he can like do magic and stuff?
Wait.
So he
Did
came up with this thing
here just picture
that
a blue banana? Are you picturing a blue banana right now? Stop.
Yeah, the
Stop
MC's
picturing a blue banana.
Okay.
Wipe the blue banana from your mind's eye.
Anyway,
the rules of the under
so
clearly stipulate that when
decided to
someone
publish
in
my
the
book,
vicinity imagines
and
a blue
he
banana,
did this thing
this
where
guest is granted permission
he has a
to
magic
perform.
spell on the book.
Why would
Where
anyone
the
picture
story...
a blue banana?
I'll wait till the MC's
I
done
told
talking. He's
myself
being very loud.
it'll never happen.
How are you guys
I
doing?
said, alas.
You guys are a great audience.
Please welcome
Yeah.
the following
I get
guests.
used to my public speaking skills. Oh, yeah, I lied and told the MC that there was going to be a guest on the stage so that there would be quiet time for my story time over here. So anyway, don't tell him I did that. Anyway, so my great uncle cast the spell on the book. So basically they here's a copy of it. I'll sign it for you afterwards. It's called... Oh, thank you. It is called Crab Tales. That's the title of my story collection. And there's this magic spell that he cast. Oh, hey! Hi! How are you? Welcome to the first stop on my book tour. Yay! This is so fun. Yeah, I just figured, you know, for this tour I would go around to all the little indie venues around the under. Not just the big stage there, but that will be the final stop of the tour. And yeah, so the way that my new book works is as I tell, it has all the stories that I've told in previous story times, but now as I tell a new story, it automatically gets added to the book. Because my great uncle can do like book magic and stuff like that. But the thing is, the book still can't open for non-crobs. So I'm still trying to figure out a way to work on that. I'm really trying to convince him. Oh, who's that? Is that my cousin or my sister? Can I see the little tattoo? Oh! Let's see. Oh, it's Frankie! Hey, Frankie! Everyone say hi to Frankie! Oh, hey! Welcome to my book tour! Special guest here is my little cousin Frankie. So, I'm going to do a story time premiere. Oh, hey! Hey, little Krabby! How you doing? Welcome to my book tour. So, oh yeah. I'll sign copies of the book for all of you after I tell this story. It's good to see you, fellow crab friend. You're so cute. Hey. Wait, big announcement. Do you guys, know that guy that, made the art of me? Yeah, will you tell him I said thank you and that I love it and it's the best thing ever? Okay, yay! Cause, like, that's the coolest thing. Like, I've never had art made of me before, and, like, it's so cool. I mean, you've had lots of art made of you, I know, little Krabby. You're very popular. Anyway, okay, so this story is that Frankie? Yeah, this story is gonna be about Frankie, my little cousin there. So, one day, for those of you who don't know how story time works, but I think you've all been to one before, is I start telling a story and you guys make objects and then I incorporate the objects into the story. So, this is a story of how Frankie got her fish tattoo. Once upon a time, there was a little crab named Frankie. And Frankie was the great-grand-niece, once removed, of the king crab. So she was part of the royal family but didn't have a title, just like me. And one day, Frankie was, crabbing around through the sand, eating and being just like we crabs do. And all of a sudden, she came upon something very strange that she had never seen before. It was a golden chair. And the chair was playing music. There was electronic music coming from the golden chair. And Frankie said, well, that's interesting. Yeah, there were maraca sounds and guitar sounds. And Frankie said, that's interesting. I wonder what this is all about. It looks kind of like a throne, and I'm technically part of the royal family, so I'll just sit on it. So Frankie sat on the golden chair, and all of a sudden, she was transported to another universe. She was transported to a planet that was made out of a giant cupcake. And as she started walking and noticed that her feet were getting covered in frosting, and she said, you know what? This is uncomfortable, but I could get used to this. And so she was walking through this weird frosting planet that she had been transported to by the mysterious golden chair. And she met somebody. And it was somebody that she had never met before. It was a walking, talking piece of cheese. And Frankie said, wow, I didn't know cheese could walk and talk. I thought cheese could just be eaten. And the cheese said, hello, Frankie. I am King Havarti of Planet Cupcake. And I am here to welcome you as a new member of our royal family. Is that a cracker? This is my wife, Queen Cracker. So King Havarti and Queen Cracker were the rulers of this cupcake planet. And they needed a new member of the royal family because they could not have an heir of their own. So they had been spying on the under and noticed little Frankie the Crab. Little Frankie, who was so outgoing and chill and fun and maybe a little bit absent-minded. But they thought that she would make a great princess of Planet Cupcake. So they set up the golden chair to transport her to their planet so she could become royalty. And Frankie said, me? A princess? You picked me out of all of the crabs in the under? You didn't want to pick Hazel, who's really sweet, or Shannon, who's really loving, or Donna, who's really smart, or Abby, who tells great stories and wrote the best book in the world, or Little Krabby, who's a great rapper, or even Olive, who is kind of rude but powerful, and Sylvia, that's Sylvia. And Sylvia, who's just like super like fun to be around, and the Queen said, no, we picked you because we saw that you were special, and nobody on your planet saw that you were special. So we needed you to know that you're special and that you deserve to be a princess. And Frankie said, well, okay, I can get used to this. What does being a princess on your planet entail? So they took Frankie to the castle, and the castle was bigger than any building that Frankie had seen before in the under. The castle was built out of giant cans of wet food. And Queen Cracker said, this is what the castle looked like the last the last person we tried to have as a princess was a cat, and it didn't really work out. She wanted to go home. Yeah, but what we tell us what your favorite food is, and we'll build you a castle out of that. And Frankie said, my favorite food is tomatoes. So with a snap of their fingers, the king and queen built and dismantled the castle of wet food and built an entire castle out of tomatoes. And Frankie said, oh my goodness, nobody has ever done anything like this for me before. I feel so special. Nobody even would imagine, nobody's ever asked me what my favorite food was before. Everyone just assumes that all crops like salt, and so they just give me salt, but nobody knows that I love tomatoes more than anything. I feel respected for the first time ever. And they even put the castle on wheels so Frankie could drive it around the whole planet and visit everybody, but she didn't have to get out of her castle. And Frankie said, wow, being a princess is amazing. And so that night she was going to sleep in her bed made out of tomatoes, and it was the most luxurious bed ever. And she said, wow, this is so comfortable. When I was in the under, I only had to sleep in the sand. I didn't have a bed. She even had her very own pet dolphin. And she said, well, I've always loved dolphins, and I've always wanted one, but I never was even allowed to get close to Gerald when I was in the under, because nobody ever was thinking about me. So Frankie went to sleep and woke up the next day very happy. And her pet dolphin, who she named Gerald too, was there with her in her tomato castle. And so she got up, and her butler was there. And she said, wow, I don't even know what a butler is. The butler, whose name was Mr. Stick, said, oh, well, a butler is somebody who is here to cater to your every need. So can I get you some breakfast? Can I help you get dressed? Get you a cold drink? What can I do for you? And Frankie said, wow, I've never had anybody to do anything for me before. I've always done everything for myself. So she said, well, maybe you can, like, hang out with me. I've just been here with Gerald too so far, and he's pretty cool, but he doesn't really talk. I'm not sure how much he understands. And the butler said, well, I'm not here to hang out with you. I'm just here to work for you. So if there's anything you need, like, I can feed you with this silver spoon, or I can cook for you, or bring you anything that you want. There are infinite resources here. I can bring you onions. I can bring you steak. I can make it out of Kobe beef, the best beef ever. And Frankie said, and everything will be served to you on golden plates and golden spoons. Everything, the most luxurious for the princess. And Frankie said, well, I don't know, I'm not really hungry right now. I just thought it would be nice to have someone to hang out with, but, well, I guess I'll just, I guess I'll just wait to see if there's anybody, who wants to hang out. But, so, Frankie was just sitting in her castle, and nobody was coming by except different staff members of the royal family who were telling her all the things that she had to do now that she was a princess. She had to get dressed fancy, she had to do some photo shoots, she had to do some interviews, some TV opportunities. And Frankie thought, I just really wish my sister Shannon was here. I really miss talking to her and being with her. And also, And also my sister Sylvia. They would love it here. Maybe King and Queen, you could bring them over and they can be princesses too. And they said, you know what, we really only have room for one princess and we picked you. You should feel special. You're more special than Shannon and Sylvia. You should be happy. And Frankie said, oh, but I still really miss them. And so Frankie spent all day doing all of these obligations that the royal family members have, like, you know, interviews, photo ops, making legal decisions, you know, taking pictures in the rose garden, which was very beautiful, but she got lonely. There was no one really to hang out with her. Everybody was paying attention to her and giving her everything that she wanted, but nobody was really interacting with her. And she missed that so much because back in the Under, she had all of her sisters and cousins. She had a puppy. She had all of the time sprites. She had all the kitty cats and sweepers and everybody. You know, they might have ignored her, but they were in the same situation as her, and they would say hello and hang out with her. She was always hanging out with other crobs and other people. And for most of the day, Frankie was lonely in her castle, because her castle was only for her. Oh. And she even had her very own giant throne, but it was so big, and she had only imagined all the other crobs that could fit on it with her. But it was just her all by herself. So the next day, Frankie said to the King and Queen, you know, I miss my family so much. I miss my friends. I miss... Wait, what's this? I miss Stabby Abby and her knife obsession. Wait, what is this? It's dark out here. I can't see. Is this a crab shell or is it a rock? I don't know what this is. And the King and Queen said, but you're a princess here. Isn't being a princess better than just being one of a million little crabs that don't get noticed? Here, let me give you some fancy bread to make you feel better. It was baked by only the finest bakers in all of the land. Frankie said, you know what? For the first time in my life, I'm not hungry. And the King and Queen said, oh, what about some coffee then? We have only the most exclusive coffee ever created. It was made by coffee beans that were soaked in pure gold. And Frankie said, you know what? I don't know. I usually like coffee, but I'm just not in the mood. How about some of the most exclusive wine? This bottle is from 1856, and it's the last of its kind, and it's worth thousands of dollars. And Frankie said, you know, I usually love wine, but I'm just not feeling good. I really miss being social with my friends and my family. Please bring them here if you can. The King and Queen said, you know, we can't do that. There's only room for one princess. And she said, I even miss Abby and her knife that she used to pretend to stab me with. I used to hate it so much. But now I miss it because we were playing. I miss playing. There's no one here for me to play with. So, and then the King and Queen said, oh, if you want to play, we can get you all of the toys. We have this fancy beach ball. We give you every high-tech toy you could ever dream of. And And Frankie said, and I could even give you all of the salt you could ever want. Frankie said, I don't even like salt that much. Oh, and then what was it you like? I can't remember. Was it carrots or onions? And Frankie said, no, it was tomatoes. Remember you built that whole cast for me out of tomatoes? I thought you'd remember. I thought you cared. You don't really care about me. You just wanted somebody to be a princess because you needed one, and you just wanted somebody who would appreciate it because they don't appreciate what they have in life. And so King Queen said, well, all right. I know every little crop dreams of being a princess, but if you really want to go back to where you came from, you can make that happen. So they made her a magical inner tube, and it started playing electronic music just like the golden chair did. And the king and queen said, if you sit inside of this tube, you will go back to where you came from, exactly where the chair picked you up. And they said, are you sure about this? This is your one chance to be a princess. Any little girl would dream of it. And Frankie said, I'm sure. There's nothing more important than friends and family, I've learned. So she stepped inside of the inner tube. The music was playing. The music got louder and louder. And there were swirls of fireworks all around her, and little flames and puffs of magic and gold and everything was going around in a spiral of colors and shapes and light. And the fireworks exploded, and all of a sudden she was back in the back next to that golden chair. And she saw Abby walking around telling the story. Oh, and the chair stopped being gold when she came back. And in its place, there was a dead golden plant. That was the only trace of the other planet that she had been on. She said, and she saw Abby. And Abby said, hey, Frankie, where have you been? I was looking for you. And Frankie said, really? You were looking for me? Why me? And Abby said, because you're one of my favorite crabs. I just wanted to know if you wanted to go on an adventure with me. And Frankie said, wow, you really wanted me and not Sylvia or Shannon or Hazel and Abby said, no, you're the most fun. And you're my cousin. And I love you. And Frankie said, wow, I love you too. Let's go on this adventure together. And I will always be by your side to go on adventures with you because family and friends are the most important thing. When that happened, the plant turned from being dead and boring to alive and shiny and beautiful. And that was just proof that the real magic, no matter what spells you can cast, the real magic is the love that you have for your family and friends. The end! Yay! Thank you. So that story is as I told it automatically got written into the book. So, I am going to, sign some copies of the book for you. There we go. There's a pen. And, and let's see. How many of you are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So, I'll start with you. Dear Cheese Mask, thanks for being a great little fan. Love, Abby. Here you go. And then, alright. Let me sign yours. Dear Full Mask, you are so awesome. Don't ever change. Love, Abby. And dear little Krabby, You are the best MC in the business. I don't mean MC like that, MC. I mean like MC like rapper. Keep making those sick beats, yo. Love, Abby. Dear Onion Mask, you rock. Keep rocking. And I know you have many layers. Love, Abby. Dear Tall Cheese Mask, you are super cool. Thanks for standing by me and being a good listener. Then, dear Star Mask, keep being your awesome creative self. Don't ever give up on your dreams. Love, Abby. Is that everybody? Yay! Cool. Well, thanks for coming to the first stop of my book tour. And, oh yes, hugs, everyone. And I'll see you on the next one. It'll be somewhere else. So, I'm gonna tour every place in the Under. Alrighty, I gotta go take my nap. So I'll see you soon. Ooh, an egg? Thank you. Mmm. Yoki. Alright, and then I promise you I'm gonna find out, try to cast a spell to make the books able to open for you. But hopefully I will convince the king to let me do that. I love you all, and don't ever stop reading and learning. See you soon.